I remember days they used to laugh at me. Used to show them on my records talking casually. Used to say it was a passion on my path to be. Then they told me that I couldn't, so I had to be. Tell me what they really think about it now. Used to hate it, but I guarantee they're proud. Had to do it just to show them that I could, yeah. Now I finally think I took it where I should, yeah. Had jokes on you and now you're on and laughing. I did a whole lot of winning. Look, it came from a passion. I see a whole lot of knowings. I could see now in public and that may think a lot of things. Man, at least think something. Now you the judge. Hey, now tell me where you ended up. Yeah. Look, I bet it was a simple job. Yeah. Look, I went and took a different route. Yeah. Look, that's why my life is different now. Back in my feelings, look, when I wasn't so gifted and I was learning to do this, and all I heard were the critics, and I don't blame you for that shit. Look, I was way out the basis, but I just needed some talent so I could wait this to greatness. Oh yeah, you ain't ever think this, no, no, no. Stop me while I started, homie, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this shit settled, it's go better and better, but I'll always remember, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to That1 Podcast. It's your boy C-Roc here with Kens in Miami. Light it up. I got the 305 shirt on for all the episodes while we're here in Miami. I had not a Dolphins fan, but I got to represent. And sometimes, like when we're traveling a lot doing this tour, we forget where we are. So I'll just look down.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
I know where I am.
And you match the kicks to it. I'm impressed.
Well, for the most part. Today we have Zach Hirsch with us in studio here in Miami. By the way, shout out to Nathan from Mediographer Studios. You guys check him out if you guys do podcasts. I should have gave you a shout out before, man. I apologize. But this is in Miami and he's also in Vegas. So check him out or just hit me up and I can connect you. So Zach, welcome, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you popping in, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we connected through a friend of ours, Daniel. Shout out to Daniel. He introduced me to Zach. And when I heard about what you do, I was like, I got to get this dude in here, man. I need to know this guy. I stopped gambling on sports, but I know what it's like and I've been there. And this guy is like got to be the best, right? I would call you that one in this industry.
Yeah.
And what makes you that one? Is it the winning percentage, or is there more to it than that?
I would say it's definitely the winning, and I would say there's a couple of things that make me stand out. When I don't follow any other handicappers, I don't know any of them. Like people always ask me, do you know this guy? No, I'm like, I don't know him. I don't pay attention to any of that, and I never have. I've always just followed my own path, and since the beginning, I've had a gift for a long time.
You don't know Steve Budin and all those guys? And
no, literally no
what's
idea.
His name? Brandon Lang. Did you ever get to meet them once you got into this?
No.
It's not like a community?
Nothing. Yeah. And I think I post my picks for free as well. So they're all publicly available. All my Super Bowl picks, all my national championship picks, my weekly NFL picks. So the track record's fully publicly available.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but I'm one of.
So all your stuff that you do, like you don't have any programs?
Nope.
And how come you decided to do it that way?
I thought it was the best for networking. Mm-hmm. And I was getting like VIP celebrity clients at like a young age. Mm-hmm. And it's cracked the door open for interviews and all types of access. And I was like, I'm just going to make my picks available to the public so people know who I am. And I get the biggest social following out of it. And I've been able to parlay that into, some pretty big podcasts. And
pun intended.
And
parlay. Parlays are for losers.
It's in my...
They are, yeah.
They are. They definitely are.
Really?
Yeah. I would agree, 100%.
Okay.
Trust me, I know.
See, I'm new to this world. Like I did host a sports gambling show, but I was just the get us in, get us out. I wasn't the expert. So tell us about your journey. Like you have this gift. So how did you know? When did you realize? Okay, I can make like a shit ton of money from this. This is what I was born to do.
I was 10 years old, and my dad went to a smoothie shop, and they were doing football pools, like $5 a pop. I don't know how many people entered. I think 100-some people entered, whatever. He brought one home for me, and I filled it out. I wasn't thinking. I just filled it out, and I brought it back. And a couple weeks later, he walks in. They're like, "Are you Zach?" He's like, "No, I'm not. That's my son's name." Why? He goes, "Oh, he won the football pool." He goes, "Oh, that's great. Whatever. Here's $500." And what was weird was he got all 16 picks right. We never had that before. So my dad brought me home the cash, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, 16-0, 16-0, whatever it was, but like, was it against the spread or money line? Like, just win?
This was win, yeah.
Just win,
money
line. Still tough. Like,
that's like, I don't know. If you put 100 on it, I think it'd be like,
it's still tough.
Probably over 100 grand.
Yeah, and then so you weren't thinking, like, what was it that you were doing back then? Just watching games?
Yeah, like since I'm like 4 or 5 years old, just like watching, analyzing, studying, like whatever I can.
Yeah.
Like just obsessed with it.
What was out when you were younger though? Like the newspaper, or was there online back then? Or I don't know how old you are.
Video games too.
Yeah.
Man, it's like ESPN, watching Sports Center until they rerun it. Until I remember every segment they have. Looking at every power ranking, every statistic, studying the rosters on Madden. I would say Madden probably had the biggest impact.
So do you have a different ability? Do you think it is like?
I have an eidetic memory.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay,
gotcha.
so take us through that.
So I think it. My dad's got a pretty similar thing.
Okay.
So we kind of knew from like very young, but it's mostly just things I'm interested in. Like I'm very ADD. Like school is a struggle for me at times. Where it's really hard for me to lock in and pay attention if I'm not interested. Hard for me to sit down for a movie. So like things that I am interested in, like sports, fitness, music, whatever, I can really attack. Like
And lock in.
And what did you call it? It's eidetic memory.
eidetic.
Eidetic. And
Yeah.
what does that mean?
It's just like my ability to process things. Like I pretty much can recall anything like in sports, like that I like learned. Like, and I have memories from like 2 years old on. Like literally, I remember watching. I was just thinking about it. Like Redskins Seahawks divisional round playoff game. I was 3, like 06,
That's
January 8th.
incredible.
I'm like,
That's my birthday.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
January 8th.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
it's
wild.
like I have memories watching football. I'm 3 years old, so it's just.
I remember when I fell in love with Miami. I came down here to visit a cousin, and I think the Dolphins were in the Super Bowl, but I remember the TV set, but I don't remember what happened in the game. I just remember that loving this color. And
Yeah.
I'm an Eagles fan still, but I loved my love for Miami was developed at like 5 years old. But that's 5 years old, and I don't remember what happened in the game or anything. But I just remember that part. But you remember like details of the games?
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude! That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I remember being like 7, 8 years old. I would like literally memorize the rosters. My grandma would take me around to her friends, like name players from this team. I'd just run them off.
Yeah.
Because you dig it. Now, when you're making like picks, you're making final picks, is it more from here and the stats and you're recalling everything, or is it more from like a gut, like your intuition, like duh? Are you
Definitely the first.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it would be
you-
cool if it was the latter.
yeah.
That's
It
when
was
it gets
just
you in
like-
trouble.
yeah.
When you
Well,
get
I know
here.
I'm picking all wrong. I'm always like, I feel like no, but it's
Oh yeah,
it's always stats and it's
yeah,
your-
it is. It's
okay.
analytics, stats.
Analytics, okay.
I have a good ability to recall what I've seen. You know.
Okay.
So I think that's a big advantage too. Where
Yeah.
you don't have to study as much to remember it. But a lot of analytics and I mean everything from the weather to the coaching. There's so many different.
Yeah.
Even being on Twitter and reading the reports, like
Wow.
you know, a guy got in an argument with his wife. She's like, oh God,
Yeah, there's drama there, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a big one is like when a player complains to the media about like the amount of touches he gets. I'm like, I'm
dude.
betting on his prop. Like
Yeah,
the coach
okay.
is gonna give him the ball and
Next
every
week.
yeah, literally
Brown,
it's every
next week,
time.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Smart.
that's a
yeah.
good prop.
Watch AJ Brown next week.
Yeah, blow up.
He'll go
Oh,
up.
look
He
at
called him out.
okay. You
He
got
called
that
him-
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was pissed, which I don't know why he does that because I don't want him to ruin the freaking mojo of our team.
All
right
the
now,
best
but-
receivers are like that though.
Yeah.
Like it's Terrell Owens, Randy. They would
Yep,
all
I
do that.
remember.
Marvin Harrison.
Yep. So when did you start really? Besides that football pool, when did you start gambling?
So I don't really
Well,
gamble
we won't call
myself.
it gambling, but
yeah,
you're
yeah.
playing.
But giving picks like
But no, wait a minute. You don't bet games or play games?
No.
No. How come? it-
I'll do it if Bet Online like you know like gives me some bet cash or whatever. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll lay them down like once in a while, but not
Yeah.
really. I think it would just affect my ability to be nonpartisan.
Okay.
That's
When I'm
so
doing the
interesting.
picks,
Yeah.
It's the emotional part of it.
Yeah, like I bet on Jake to beat Mike.
Okay.
I
Okay.
put 25K on that.
Yeah. Okay. So you go big when you do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You get the discipline to not do it just because it might mess things up. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is
So wait.
it-
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it hard for you when you watch like your competitors, if you consider them even competitors, but like telling people to pick wrong or that you know their picks are like bogus, or do you love it because like yours are legit and they're
Yeah, I
theirs
don't. I hate that industry. Like
Yeah.
the clickbait. Like now they're just like flexing, like all
Yeah.
the things they have. I'm like, dude, like, and I've had people approach me and tell me their model, like how they do it, how they sell the picks, how they get people to sign up, and it's just like kind of like a scumbag move to me. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't. You know, in the future, if I do sell picks, it's gonna be in like an ethical way, and I really am gonna give them the best picks. It's not
I
gonna be
love
like
that.
some.
Yeah, because back in the day,
Garbage.
they would do this thing where it was a phone call, you call in, and they would get half of them one side and
Yeah,
half on the other
exactly.
team.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And then so they would be okay with half the
The
people. The
scam,
other people
yeah.
would be like, "Oh, well, we had a bad day," you know. This
He's
and
gonna
that.
get all the good karma.
Yeah.
Tell me about your necklace, because I went to a place in Vegas and it's called Karma, and I got one similar. It's not as blingy, but I
Yeah.
love it.
We got the Hamza.
Yeah.
Piece. You know.
Yeah.
Keep the bad spirits away, and then I added the Star of David.
Yeah, that's really cool. I
nice.
like
Make it a
that.
little custom.
So, how do you make money now? Besides, like when you make a play or not, what is your business? Tell us.
So I'm signed with BetOnline.ag. That there are They also produce the show as well. So I don't want to say sponsor. They're more than that. I just don't know the verbiage. But
Yeah.
but BetOnline those 2 shows, and then I have a AI and interactive media company called Mozverse.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about Mozverse, man.
So Mozverse, and I think we're gonna update the name because we don't have anything to do with the metaverse anymore.
Yeah.
But we work with AI interactive media, just really emerging tech and being on that cutting edge. And we've had to shape shift a couple of times in the past few years from the metaverse stuff to a way that will really help us. And we've been getting into podcasts. I can't. There's NDA stuff like that, but I've just been kind of going after what I know, which is podcasting.
Yeah.
We've been able to do really well.
So is it a development company? Would you call
We
it a
are
developmental company?
we have some very, very high level tech. My partner Danny is probably the smartest guy I've ever met.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the journey to getting in connection with celebrities and athletes and all that, like where did that start? Where was the first like break, so to speak, with your first intro?
Yeah, I would say like if you look at like the origins of my account, it was Jake and Logan Paul.
Okay. And then how did you get in touch with them? Like how did
Through their trainers. So Milton, shout out to Coach Milton.
Shout out to Milton.
Shout
Yes.
out to Milton. Was training Logan at the time and a little bit of Jake, and it brought me into camp. My dad, growing up, had a boxing gym.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
So
did
I
you
grew
box?
Up. I box. Yeah.
Yeah. You still do now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And brought me in there, and I didn't expect anything to happen out of it, but ended up being really cool with them and getting to shoot content with them and interviews, and it was
You never
really
know.
helpful.
What's something surprising about the Paul brothers that people don't know?
Probably the humility,
Really?
you know.
Okay,
yeah, and I know Jake, you know, better, but just like a very humble, down to earth, just very good soul.
I love to hear that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happens a lot of times when you I talk about, you know, how do you up level in life? And there's 2 ways. The more you assess yourself and what you're doing and who you are, and then proximity. Who are you in proximity to?
Yeah.
Is the best 2 ways to get elevation in life. And so you got proximity there. And then when you were in that, then did you notice that? Like it opened up so many doors for you.
course.
And just being authentic person you are anyway. You're not like trying to get over on somebody. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people
been the
are,
biggest
right?
thing is providing value, right? I've never asked anyone for money or favors or anything like that.
Right.
I've always just tried to give them value.
Yep.
And just to go back to the previous point, the hard work too. Like
Yeah.
Jake's probably the
Hard
hardest work I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
I
I
love-
think
I love to
that's
hear
like
that.
the other thing that
Yeah.
just doesn't get mentioned, right? Like the glitz, the glam, like all that stuff gets talked about, not him, you know, putting in hours and hours and hours and hours of work in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, proximity, just connecting and being a mover and shaker and not wanting things out of people has been like the greatest help.
Yeah, just
for sure.
saying what's up and then being and building relationship.
Yeah,
with
and
people,
even
right?
helping them.
Yeah,
And not
yeah.
expecting anything back.
Yep.
You know, just doing it.
Yeah. And then do they ask you for stuff all the time, like pics and stuff?
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
time.
like-
Yeah. Yeah, my phone blows up Sunday at noon.
Sunday at
They can't
noon.
do
Yeah.
I mean, you're the
It's
most
always
popular
right
man.
before the games.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting in a parlay. I don't like parlays. Like, okay, but if you had to pick
Yeah.
I
no.
did not know that parlays suck. I did not know that parlays are not the move. Okay.
Fastest way to lose your money.
Fastest way to
Yeah,
lose your
but it's
money.
fun because
But it's-
you know
well,
it's
it
like
makes
fun.
sense.
for
It
10
makes
bucks
sense.
or something. If you want to do 10
What's the-
bucks,
what's
they are the most fun.
Yeah.
What's
For
the
sure.
surest way for somebody who's kind of like a newbie to this whole beast? Like, what's a good way if you like want to make money like instantly or like?
Yeah. Well,
sure bet?
no, not instantly.
Not instantly, I
It,
guess
it
like
would
a
be
sure
so it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
So the best way would be like a slow
Walk away. No.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so you would have like betting increments and you would figure
Okay.
out how much you want to bet and
Okay.
they get divided into units and depending
Okay.
how confident you are in the bet is how many units. So 5 units, 3 units. And I would say the best bet would be to be really disciplined. And all these apps now offer like huge bonuses like
Yeah.
betonline.ag will match your cash and give you like 50% extra or whatever stuff like that. So
Cool.
I would take advantage of that and just stay really disciplined on the stuff that you're really confident in and not try to overdo it and not try to swing for a home run every time because
That's
you're
the
going to lose
problem.
all your money. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's everyone though. Like
and
that's,
playing too many plays in a day. Or
that's why it's such a billion. That's why it's $100 billion industry
Mm-hmm.
because of that.
you either want to be entertained or you want to make money.
Yeah.
You can't have both, really.
No.
Because it's hard to be entertained with as boring as it is.
Yeah.
So you might like just have one pick one Sunday.
Yeah,
And some Sundays you don't like anything?
yeah.
Is it?
I mean
is
that
right?
could happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I'll probably something, but yeah, and like
Yeah.
the other day I gave like one pick to Robert. He's like, "That's it." I'm like, they always want to swing on the parlays, you know.
Yeah.
And do you do spreads or just money lines?
I do spreads.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like every pick I do on Pack and Zach is spread. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I'll throw an over and under or a teaser, which
Yeah.
is like I'll offer the same odds as the spread, but no, nothing really money line.
And all sports? Or
Yeah,
just
so
football?
not all sports. NFL, college football, boxing, mixed martial arts.
Okay.
I've done some tennis.
Okay. Tennis?
That's about where it ends.
You didn't get into any cricket or anything like that?
No, correct. I mean, I would have to really know the sport. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
and actually, no, I picked the Panthers win the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Like
That's
really
cool.
early,
Yeah.
and they're like plus 700. I picked the Dodgers, beat the Yankees in the World Series. So I've done a little bit of other sports.
Yeah.
I picked UConn to win the national championship. Whatever they call it, college basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you fill out your bracket, I mean, is it? Are you?
Or do you
spot
even fill
on?
out a
I'm not
Do
bracket?
you
the
fill out-
biggest college basketball
Okay,
guy.
okay.
But do you fill out
That's
brackets
pretty-
and do all those
I
kind
do,
of
yeah.
things?
Yeah. I mean, I did it, and
Yeah.
I mean, but UConn was that was
Yeah,
the easiest
that's
pick out of
kind
all
of
of them.
obvious.
Are you hard on yourself? Like, obviously, you cannot have a perfect record, but like when you like biff one, or I mean, what goes?
Yeah, I
through
hate
your-
it.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
can
it.
tell that
especially
from your
if
personality.
someone like talks about it with me, it pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
Like I do not want to hear. Like I'm whatever I'm telling myself is worse than you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to hear about
That's
it.
what I was saying. I was like, I'm hardest on myself. I don't need you to.
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need to harp on it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of hate when that happens? Like, you're like trolls?
Only
and-
like the really big ones, and I don't want to. I've been really good on them.
Yeah,
As of
yeah.
late, but like a big one was Logan when I was with them. He fought KSI. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a huge fight, and I picked Logan. I really did think he was gonna win, but
Yeah.
when I'm with him, do you want me to pick the other guy?
Right.
But
Right.
but I really did think he was gonna win, so I'm not gonna say like I.
Yeah.
But I picked that, and the English people went nuts. They're insane. I was 17. They're like, I hope you get cancer. I hope you die.
Oh my
Jump
God.
off a bridge. I'm like, this
The
is crazy.
worst.
Like, I thought it was like, I'm like, this is crazy.
What about the guys? What about the guys like that ask you for picks down and you get one wrong? Like they're
They better be chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they better be if they want more picks.
Yeah.
What's
No,
the-
I've dealt with some real maniacs who
Yeah.
were like, and I have guys who bet like 100K a pick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
50K
say.
a
The
pick.
That's what I'm
intensity of
saying, yeah.
people with their money.
And
like-
I don't. There's one guy I know. He's so intense. He's like the most intense guy. He's a good guy. Like there's,
Yeah.
but that's just him. Like that's his
Yeah,
personality.
competitive.
And I would give him picks. He would text me like from the first quarter. I'm like, you're cut off.
Yeah.
Like I'm not giving
you
another
take
pick.
a panicky Pete over
Yeah.
here, like simmer down, right?
Really?
That's too
You
much.
text
Yeah,
you,
you're
like,
done.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, like from the get go, I'm like, this is too much. Like
Do
I'm
some of
not.
them, now you can actually call yourself out of a bet if you want to and cut your losses.
Yeah,
you
you
couldn't do
can.
that with live betting. So like, do they ask you that? Like, should I cut my
Oh,
losses
all the
down?
time.
You think you're wrong? Like that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of thing?
we just had
Yeah.
that on the. I bet with my good buddy BJ on Chargers Ravens, and he's like, should we? He just kept calling me after. I'm like, no, we're good. He's like, you're right. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
imagine that.
What kind of percentage are we talking about? Like winning percentage? Like
It's
I mean, it varies from season to season.
It does.
But
It does vary from season to season, and obviously, as you like, we pick like every game, Pack and Zach. It's like literally 8 games, so half the games.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even have a say. Like they just give me the games to pick. But I picked every Super Bowl right since I started 2019.
Yeah,
Every national championship. I just had a perfect season. I picked every major championship. So really,
That's
really, really,
against the
really
spread
good.
too, or no? Just wins on those ones.
Like against the
Sides.
spread. Yeah.
Yeah, against the spread.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, the Chiefs were actually like slight underdogs against the Niners. I guess I picked
Yeah.
the Celtics straight up to win the series,
Yeah.
but I parlayed that with the Panthers, which is plus money. Picked UConn against Purdue spread.
What about the
all
Eagles
that.
Chiefs Super Bowl back in a few
I
years
picked the
ago?
Chiefs. Yeah. They're like 1.5
The Eagles should have
underdogs.
won
I
that
picked
game.
them money line.
They should have won the game.
Do you
dude.
ever second
Eagles
guess
shoulda won
yourself? Because everyone's like, oh, you should go with your first instinct. But like, do you ever like, oh, teeter on something?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And like, what's really tough is we film on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then reports will come out, injury reports and like weird stuff, and I'm like, now I don't know. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
There's so many weird, especially weather. Like you don't know
Yeah.
the weather.
Weird
Yeah.
factors.
Yeah, or a relationship, like a wife's getting on her husband because she caught him texting some girl.
What did you
Yeah,
think
and
about the
that's
whole
all public now.
Taylor Swift like effect? Did you think that affected like the stats of the
Yeah,
Chiefs
I would
at
say
all?
that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah?
helping the team. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say more than Mahomes or Kelsey. It's just her being there
Yeah.
is probably more important than Andy Reid and the
Yeah.
coaching. No, I would I don't like they show her a lot.
Yeah.
I hope they tone that down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think it takes
does
away.
seem like they have some black magic. They're like 10-1 the last 11, one possession. I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you believe in luck? Like, do you think some
yeah,
things are just
they're
luck?
very lucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it too.
All right. So how did you start getting these podcasts and getting to work with like Pac-Man or actually Pac-Man gets to work with you, right?
No, I get to work with Pac-Man.
No, I'm just kidding.
The first podcast I did was with Jadakiss,
Mm-hmm.
and I at that point was just doing sports picks, and some of my buddies were on his block, connected with him. This was right after the Versus battle where they killed Dipset. I was there, and they told him about me, whatever, and he said, I want to do a podcast with him. And he called me. I was 19. And he's like, I'm like, this is Jadakiss. I'm like, oh my God, this is
Dude,
so cool.
I
He's
grew
like,
up
we
with
got to do a
Jadakiss.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
That was
He's
one
like,
of my favorite voices in hip hop back in the day, man.
So he pulled up to Miami. We shot a pilot. We pitched it to World Star. We got Bet Online to sponsor it, and it was born. And that was my first show, Kiss in the Mist. And Jada's still like my brother. He's going to be here soon for Rolling Loud and that stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say he was who really started my podcast career.
Yeah, and then from there, like, did you ever pinch yourself and say, geez, how did I get here? Like,
A little bit.
yeah,
Like there's certain situations you get in where it's like really surreal, and then you kind of climb the mountain, and then you're kind of used to it, and then it kind of keeps happening over and over.
Yeah, I've been there, first round celebrities, and I think Tiger Woods was one of the first ones that really like starstruck me for some reason.
Yeah.
I was walking the green fairway with him in a practice round, and I just like he just seemed like not real, like it was weird.
Yeah.
Then that stuff's wears
They
off.
said that
now.
about
It's like,
Michael Jordan. They're like,
Yeah.
he's Black Jesus.
yeah. It does get this feeling.
It's true.
But what's one that like the most starstruck you ever been?
Most starstruck I've ever been.
really,
Like
like,
I
holy
would say
cow,
the
man.
most like for an interview was I interviewed Canelo. I don't know if you know Canelo Alvarez,
Yeah,
boxer.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's Canelo. Like
Yeah.
number one pound for
Yeah.
pound. Like, and we had a translator and everything, but I was still so cool.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury too.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool because
Yeah.
I mean he's a larger than life. He's 6'9".
Is he really? I didn't
Yeah, but
6'9".
some guys are just so chill. Like it's not even like
It's human beings.
Shaq. Like I watched like a fight with Shaq. And Zadru. That's the night I met Pac as well. And it wasn't like starstruck because he was just so cool.
Yeah.
Like the coolest, calmest guy ever. So just
I don't know. Do you think? I feel like at the end of the day, they're just people. Like when I interview, I always find
Yeah.
like quirky things about them like really surprising.
I think it's what you're into. Like I'm into
Yeah.
golf. I love golf. So like seeing Tiger was like, he's
Yeah.
Tiger's
boxing.
not that public. Like he's like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Shaq's in every commercial, so you feel like you already know him.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
true how it works.
exactly.
He's like the face of media. He owns so many businesses, so you're just
Yeah.
kind of used to seeing him. But Tiger Woods, like if I saw Tiger, like oh my God, like,
Yeah.
I would never imagine meeting Tiger.
Yeah, it's weird. But when you talk to him, it's just the same thing. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, what would it be for you that would like?
I love I fall in love with I love Miley Cyrus because I just feel like she's so like real and down to earth. Like Janet Jackson, I was kind of starstruck because I'm like, oh my God, it's like
Yeah.
from when I was little, but she talked so quiet, like I couldn't hardly hear. Like I just have funny stories from people, and then some people I think are going to be rad and like amazing, and then they're like, they're okay, and
Yeah.
maybe they're having an off day, but like tons of country artists are amazing, and I don't know everybody. I mean,
Yeah, and then you're working with Pac-Man on your podcast all the
Yeah.
time. Like, is he like spicy like he was when he was playing and
Oh
stuff?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's the same Pac.
I got to watch it, man. I haven't had a
Yeah,
chance to watch it.
everything's we just
He went to West Virginia, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to the season opener. You saw that hit on Trevor Lawrence for knocked him out, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know why everyone makes such a big deal. Trevor Lawrence fucking sucks anyways. Jaguars fucking suck.
Yeah.
that's
He's
for-
like-
You know
yeah.
what's crazy though is like we watch things afterwards in slow mo.
Yeah.
On that hit,
Yeah.
that thing's going so fast. I don't think he meant to do that.
Yeah, he's like,
Like how,
his dumb ass shouldn't have slid so late.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best.
so funny.
do you guys get a lot of feedback from that show? Like people on
Oh yeah,
online and all that?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like some of the Instagram clips, like the reels, like those just
Yeah.
catch fire. Like, he said like we had a big thing with Colin Kaepernick last year, where he's like, I saw his workout. This guy's not an NFL quarterback, and people went crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
They were making articles about it, like thousands of comments. Like current NFL players were commenting on it, and they're laughing at it, but everyone else is pissed in the comments. So
Yeah. So what's it from here? Like, what are you going to do with podcasting from here, man? Like, obviously you want these shows to go great, but like, what do you see the big vision?
yeah, I think the proximity thing is so important, and the connecting and collaborating and
Yeah.
collaboration has been such a key part of it so far. But I think eventually it's building my own empire and having my own voice and doing my own thing and just being able to build off of that and maybe signing other podcasts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like a Joe Rogan or Pat McAfee, or I think that's like the end.
Love that.
So
end
Pat's
goal.
from Indy. He has a studio in Indy, so he's my homie.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
he's
I went
awesome.
to the So
Yeah, did you go?
I went with Pat to the studio. So
Oh,
Pat's,
very cool.
He was awesome.
Yeah, he's
I got
lots
to
of fun.
talk to Pat for long. He likes the show a lot.
Yeah.
Pat
That's
was
awesome.
like one of the most down to earth, cool guys I've ever met. I'm a
Isn't
huge
he?
fan.
Yeah, I figure he's like a home, like he's one of our local guys.
So what can you talk about? Because there's some things you can't talk about with the podcast thing or the tech company. What can you talk about? Is there anything that you can share that you're getting into?
Right now, I don't.
Don't go over the line. But like you said, there's some things that you're working on with podcasting or something.
That's Mosver stuff. That's just like NDAs and
okay, gotcha.
It's not as interesting as other stuff.
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
all good.
Okay, I thought there might be something cool there.
No, that's not as. It's all right. Yeah, I'm working a lot. My uncle Scott Storch, we just did a show with 50 yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he was.
Wait a minute, he's your uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Scott.
Call him Uncle
Yeah.
Scott. Yeah.
Uncle.
Yeah.
He calls me nephew. So,
Okay, okay.
That's cool.
I call him uncle.
Yeah.
And I grew up with my family and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We just did like some stuff with J. Cole. Like that was like another like kind of like ethereal figure. being
Yeah.
with him.
Dude. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of great stuff coming up.
So Ken's has Ken's quickies. We end the
Oh
show
yeah.
with. So
okay, so we're gonna
quick
ask
questions.
you some quickies. Are you ready?
Make sure there's nothing in the NDA stuff with his businesses and stuff in there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing around.
No.
I'm messing around.
It's
All
called
right,
Kin's Quickies.
Ken's quickies. Are you ready?
All right.
You like that?
I'm known for that.
Aren't we all, man?
It's fun once in a while. Yeah. Okay, ready? When is the last time that you ate so much you needed stretchy pants?
God. When I bulked until I was obese last year, so
Like how,
June.
What was your top
I was
weight?
200 pounds in June.
Really?
What are you now?
What do you? I mean, you're like big.
165.
Holy cow!
Oh,
45,
wow.
35 pounds.
Yeah. I don't know what I was eating. I was eating 4,000 calories at the end, like pints of protein ice cream. It was so
Jeez.
bad.
Just trying to gain muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took it too far.
Yeah. And then what do you box at? What weight?
I would fight at
if you-
154.
And what's that? Welter? No, that's
That would be
cruise.
super welter, junior middle,
Yeah, super.
Oh, wow. That's
Okay.
incredible.
or maybe 160, somewhere in that
Could
range.
you take Jake?
Fuck no.
I don't know.
But I've trained with him for
You spar with
for-
him a little bit?
No, he's huge.
Yeah, I know,
He's
but-
230 right now.
You just play around a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's
you know?
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He's
Yeah.
a big boy.
Play around, but
What-
he's a big guy.
What makes you smile? Like, when's the last time you laughed so hard you cried? Like belly laughed. Real.
That's a good question. Last time I belly laughed it's always like the most unexpected people. I laugh the most at people who are funny by accident.
Yeah. Or like, yeah.
Like my buddy Mark, who was like stumbling into tables the other day at the club, and he's like the nicest, most harmless guy, and they threatened to call security on. I'm like, oh, not Mark. Mark
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt a fly. He's the nicest, best guy, and this is the guy you're worried about? Really, Mark? Like, oh.
That's awesome, Mark. I love that. When is the last time you regretted something that you said?
Oh God! I every week on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. We're always cutting stuff. I'm like,
You- wait a
I
minute,
went too far with that comment.
Do you
Oh,
think
there you go.
you think Pac takes you places you shouldn't go?
Yeah,
It's his fault?
100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to keep the balance of the show, I have to be less crazy than
Right,
Pac.
right.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he-
that's
But he
true.
still pulls you down the
Yeah,
line.
everyone knows Pac says what's on his mind. If I go that far, it's like you're doing too much, Zach. You got to rein it
Reel
back.
it in. You're at a 10. We
Yeah,
need you at a 10.
yeah. I always started counting the curse words. I'm like, I'm cursing more than Pac-Man Jones. Like, what am I doing? Like, I got way too crazy.
Speaking of, when is the last time you had like an FML moment? Like, fuck my life. Like, this is crazy. Like, something that just like went insane.
Oh, God.
Like, off the rails.
Something that went
Because
totally.
you seem so calm. I can't even.
Yeah, I'm pretty calm. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing like. There's nothing really that's gonna like
Irk you.
throw me off. It would be really really tough. I would like to have a better answer for that, but like I just said, Art Basil's did F1. We just
Yeah.
did the Jake fight. There wasn't anything
Okay.
super. No,
He
nothing really
kept
knocks
it.
me
He
off.
kept his cool. When's the last time you were like, I'm truly, truly grateful for this?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, I think
Practice gratitude.
every night I walk, and for an hour, 2 hours, I think about all the great things in my life, how grateful I am.
Every evening you take walks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I've
That's awesome.
I've my parents in my life and my grandmother and like all these great things that I'm so grateful for.
That's the stuff money can't buy. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's
that's
where it's
great.
at.
Yeah.
When is the last time that you heard your favorite song and you sang it at the top of your lungs, like in your car?
Oh man, so my car is custom bass in it, and
Oh,
I turn it
okay.
up all the way. So I definitely
You're
have
that
lost
guy. We love it.
at least 50% of my hearing.
Yeah.
And my friends would make fun of me. I always walk around. I have wired earbuds, and they're in my ears 24/7. And I actually dated a girl once when I was 18. She literally was like, "Are you autistic?" I'm like, "What?" Like, no, I just like listening to music. So like
Yeah.
all the time, I'm listening to music and singing top of my lungs,
What kind?
especially
what
in the
kind,
car.
What kind of music?
Rap.
Yeah,
Like
hip-hop.
99% rap, a little bit of pop maybe.
Newer rap or
What
older?
song are you obsessed
Both,
with
like
right
everything, like
Yeah.
from 80s to now.
Okay.
Drake.
Okay.
Drake.
He's a Jake
Did
guy.
have, you
my
met
top
Drake, have you
five.
met him yet?
What?
Have you met Drake yet?
No. couple similar circles, but I haven't gotten to meet him yet. He would be like number one people, especially with the sports betting stuff.
And you'd be
the main
starstruck
stuff.
like with him, you think?
Nah, he's so cool. I think he'd just be one of the guys.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
And lastly here, when's the last time you checked off something from your goal list or like your like a dream that has actually come true?
A dream? I don't know about the last time, but getting to work with Pac is a blessing because he was one of my favorite players growing up. Like I remember watching him at Hard Knocks 2008. 5 or 6 years old, like we were all. Whenever we make a play for the Cowboys, I'm a Cowboys fan. Sorry, I know you're an Eagles fan.
Man. I'm not one of those Eagles fans. Though.
Yeah, all right.
I
good.
love everybody.
Yeah. So I think getting to work with him is definitely a blessing, and Jada, like being so close with those guys, like these like your idols become your rivals, but my idols have become like really close friends of mine.
That's
like,
incredible.
Like real goats, like Storch and like everyone else in my life. So. Getting to work with like such legendary people is like such a blessing.
I love it. See, he would like my comment. I love Tony Romo as like a commentator.
Yeah.
And
he's the
like,
best.
he's like, I don't like his voice. I'm like, he's hilarious. He's great.
You don't like Romo as a commentator?
No, I think he's cool because he'll pick out a play.
Oh, I love him. I think he's like the
does that
best.
so well.
I think it's because
No
I'm
one
an
else
Eagles
doesn't
fan.
like him.
I know. I agree. He's got that down.
Yeah.
But like, he doesn't sound professional when his voice like.
Because you're an
doesn't-
Eagles fan.
And I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
And I don't
think
like
he's
him.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Because he beat us a couple times.
Yeah, okay, so there's hidden.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was a dog. He was
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
he was.
good.
He's
yeah,
a good golfer too.
Yeah.
Do you golf?
He's a great golfer. I'm not.
No,
I don't.
no.
I actually they asked me about they have like a Rolling Loud golf tournament. I'm like, I could not golf. I'm like, I'll caddy.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jade, I'll caddy for you.
Have you ever
Yeah.
played in a celebrity basketball game?
I have not.
Okay, they're fun.
I can play basketball a little bit.
I played with T.O. one time.
Okay.
And I was on the same team.
I
with
cannot
him.
play like T.O.
No. Listen to this story. So I got invited, and I'm playing on the team. I had no idea I was going to be on his team. And I'm wearing number 5 on my jersey. I didn't pick that. They gave it to me. It says C-Roc on the back.
Yeah.
McNabb.
Yeah.
Right? And I was throwing passes to T.O. on the basketball court. And I watched him growing up. It was it was just like a surreal moment. But we were down 18 points in the fourth quarter. And I'm thinking it's a charity basketball game. Like, we're not that serious. Okay, we're losing, whatever.
Yeah.
He came over and like just bitched everybody out on the bench and said, "We're fucking winning this. Get your fucking."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "I'm not even playing right now. I'm on the bench, bro. I already wore myself out in the first half." So he went in and he scored 18 points in the 22 points in the fourth quarter, and we lost by 1 point at the end. He missed a layup.
That's incredible.
But we were down by 18. He scored 22 in the fourth
T.O.
quarter. It's crazy.
I got to be around him. He's like such an ultra. He's my favorite player. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he was
Popcorn in
great.
the face
Oh,
mask
I
and all
loved him.
that.
So
like,
ultra competitive.
Played on a
Yeah.
broken leg in the Super Bowl.
yeah, I would love to do one with Pac, like a celebrity basketball game.
Yeah.
His teammate. I don't want him guarding me.
Set it up. No, set
Yeah,
that
he
shit
was
up.
actually like offered at Georgia Tech, like D1 and McDonald's All-American basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And he's 5'9".
Well, set it up, dude. If you
Yeah.
want to do it, just tell him, like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, 100%. Celebrity flag football too.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
I
be
think
fun.
I'd be better at that.
Yeah.
I could score a touchdown or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I want two more questions and we can wrap it up. How do you get your guests now? Is it all through relationships, or do you have some do you know the people, the managers to reach out to for the show, or do you who sets up guests if you ever have guests or anything for any shows?
We don't, Pac and Zach has just been me and Pac.
Just two of you?
And then me and Rashad. I'll set it up. Rashad will set it up. Bet Online will set it up. It's been pretty.
Gotcha.
I've done other shows where I've leaned heavily on my relationships, but
Yeah.
I've never had like someone booking me. Actually, funny story. Like sometimes my dad will do it.
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
And he'll email them like as like acting like my assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's great.
and my dad's in the business world, so some people know him, but they're like, "This isn't the same guy. Like, this
Right.
is just some PA." And that's how we got the Tyreek Hill interview for Kiss in the Mist, because
Yeah.
like he had the email, and he was gonna ask someone else, like, "No, I'm just gonna do it." So he emailed them on behalf of the show, or whatever. They just thought he was some assistant. But
What does your dad think about your success? What does your family think?
Just
I mean, they're like, we always knew.
we're not
or are
there
they
yet.
Like, oh,
Yeah, he's just getting started.
yeah.
no, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
we've cracked the
incredible.
iceberg.
Yeah.
Obviously, they love hearing the stories. My mom the most.
Yeah.
Like my dad likes the funny stories.
Yeah.
Like we like all the characters, and that's probably the best part. Like like Pac-Man. Like you go to a weekend in Vegas with Pac-Man, you walk away with 12 hilarious stories.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I
of
bet. I
course.
can't even
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah, like the shenanigans you get into, and like how hilarious everything is, and the things he says are just so great. So I think that's probably my dad's favorite part is the funny stories, and then my mom loves to hear all that. She loves celebrity stuff. She loves all the gossip.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would grandma happy, proud, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So where can people go deeper with you? Where do you want to send them? The Instagram, or where do you want to send them?
Yeah, Instagram at iPickWins, and then check out our show, Pac and Zach. It's It's on Bet Online's YouTube channel, but you can just look up Pack and Zach.
And where did the name come from? The Mystic.
The Mystic.
Yes.
I was just given me by friends when I would just pick, like, I would kind of Romo it, and like we'd be like on like Xbox Live parties or like whatever, and I just like say what was gonna happen next, and it would happen, and like Mystic Zach, and it just kind of stuck. I always liked it, so when I started my account, I pick wins, and it was always Mystic Zach.
Gotcha.
It was
Awesome.
never gonna
So
be anything
enticing.
else.
It's like, who
and
is
then
this
Jada gave me the
Mystic?
nickname The Mist.
Okay, that's
So
where
he
that
kissed
came
the
from.
Mist. The
Yeah,
Mist.
yeah. Gotcha.
Mist, you're killing him, dog.
That's awesome.
That was close to his voice.
That's good. That's
Zach,
good.
thank you so much for being here, bro. It was a pleasure having some fun with you today, man. And we're wrapping up here in Miami. Yeah, man. Kins, you have anything?
No, I've had a blast, and like you're awesome. So I want some tips and tricks, and I want to make my first bet. I've never.
Okay,
made one.
no parlays.
You never
No
forget.
parlays,
You never
Kins.
forget your first.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined.
Oh, God.
You got to.
Quickies, you're first.
I can't tame her,
What kind
dude.
of show is this?
I am not responsible for her. Put that on record.
That's a little plot after dark for you.
All right, guys, you've been listening to That One, or watching maybe even, however you're consuming this content. That One podcast with your boy C-Roc and Kins and Zach Hirsch in Miami, rocking it out. Make sure you subscribe, go support our guests, and until next time, be That One.